Good afternoon. Today is Wednesday, November 5th, 2025. Here I am. Let's talk about a few things, some definitions. My name is Chief Torres. I am a retired chief from the U.S. Navy. And let's talk about Antifa. What does that actually mean? President Trump has said that Antifa is a terrorist organization. He named all his members as terrorists. Well, that includes most of the Republicans. Do you understand that? Most Republicans are Antifa. And I'm going to prove it to you in a few minutes here. When I was a young man, the first president that I voted for was President Reagan. And President Reagan was anti-fascist. He fought against the Soviet Union. Right? Right? Can't deny that. He fought against the Soviet Union. He was with Gorbachev. Gorbachev was considered a moderate in those days, but he was still a dictator. And Reagan was anti-dictatorship. He was pro-democracy, anti-dictatorship. That's me. I am pro-democracy, anti-dictatorship, anti-fascism. After Reagan, we have a second president who was also Antifa. His name was George Bush. Very good president, too. And then came a Democrat who was also anti-fascism and so forth like that. We get to John McCain. Who is John McCain Antifa? John McCain was most definitely Antifa. So what is that? What is that? The President of the United States, Donald Trump, has convinced you Republicans, you business owners, lawyers, doctors, very high executives, capitalists, that you're Antifa. He said it. You're a bunch of terrorists, according to him. According to the President of the United States, the average Republican is Antifa. So what does that mean? Well, what that really means is that this stupid thing that Antifa is somehow a thing that is to be feared is wrong. Totally wrong. Doesn't make any sense. That's what we are. The United States of America is Antifa. Everybody here is Antifa. We fought wars over this. We go and we build a navy and we go out to sea and we deploy battle groups to the Mediterranean. We have another president, George Bush, who went to war against who? Against the dictator named Saddam Hussein. So George Bush is Antifa. So what I'm trying to tell you is that you, normal, intelligent, educated Republican, have been misled by stupid party rhetoric. Propaganda. The word propaganda used to be having all kinds of connotations with a completely different system than ours, right? Communism, propaganda, communist propaganda. Well, it's the same thing, except that now is from the right. So right wing propaganda, excuse me, is that being Antifa is wrong when that's not wrong at all. Pro democracy. What does that mean? I am pro democracy. That doesn't make me a leftist. It says that I can choose President Reagan. I can choose President Bush. I can choose John McCain over Barack Obama. I can choose. What the President of the United States is doing today is he has already said that he wants to be a dictator and that anyone that basically stands in his way is the opposition, his personal adversary. Well, that includes most of the Republican Party, but he's got these representatives in Congress and these senators in the Senate under his feet. He's stomping all over them. But it's up to you, the voters, the true Republicans, who I would call today the silent majority. Because we only hear about the Make America Great Again group, the MAGA group of Republicans, who also include a lot of right-wing knuckleheads, right? Christian right-wingers and Nazis and so forth. They're all over there on the right. But there's a bunch of Republicans who are not over there, who are right down the center, who would have voted for John McCain, who voted for Reagan, who voted for Bush. That's the Republican that we need to wake up, because we can't fix MAGA. MAGA is gone. They're gonna go to their graves with that. But the normal, educated Republican needs to come out of the woods and reassert themselves. And I call upon the Bush family, for example. Where's Jeb Bush? What happened to him? Where'd he go? Okay. He could run for president in 2028 and probably would win if Republicans back him, but not if Trump's around. So we have a president who wants to be a dictator, who is telling you Republicans that to oppose dictatorship is to be Antifa. Think about this. Think about this. I'm Chief Torres, United States Navy, retired. Have a great day.